That one felt most like just classic Rick and Morty.
I liked the whole commentary on abortion, and like I thought it was hilarious. It's like when the like sperm professor or whatever takes what's her name's like egg idea, and then the mom's like, now you're a woman. I thought that was
Yes.
funny.
Oh, Dan. This is not super definitive, but when I pull up cleric spells versus wizard spells, the scroll on the wizard spell is like a third of that of the cleric. Like you know how the size of the scroll of the cleric spells is like
higher.
this big, and the wizard spells is this big. So you have that many more spells.
Well, you just described it like I have less spells.
No. Like
We're live, by the way.
I have to like this. Man, why is there just no count? No, you have more spells. You have way more spells.
Wizard spells.
Alright, Sam, I just sent you 3 pretty good Rick and Morty memes.
Okay, you can import me in, Jake.
What?
You can import my character in. I chose the 2 spells.
Oh. I actually already imported your character over.
Okay.
Because if I click spells to import, it'll remove all the extra spells that you have. Which you could actually add, or you should be able to.
Add manually.
Yeah, so let me double check permissions because I've redone on there. Save. So yeah, next to like the person icon, the actors directory, there'll be the items directory. And there should be DDB spells, and that will also have the spells. And you can just drag and drop those to your character sheet, and it'll add them.
Okay.
Is it metagaming if I like cooperate with like talk to Dan and Qua about what spells they have prepared, and then like prepare different spells for different?
No.
Why did you turn into a pirate mid-sentence?
What are?
No. Yeah, you guys could like communicate the spells that you need and like the spells that you may need like going on.
Okay.
100%. Like that's a very like in-game thing.
Oh yeah,
like...
the characters would do that, wouldn't they?
Yeah.
I only get 1 4th level spell per day.
Yeah, you always start out
now.
with 1 4th level spell slot. So what was the second 4th level? You did greater invisibility and what else?
I did polymorph.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'll figure out how to be clever with it one day.
So just a heads up with polymorph, it's your level to the CR of the creature.
Okay.
So like, yeah, so you're level 7, so they have to be a CR 7 creature. And then since you're choosing this, I'm going to also do this. So I'm going to give you guys permissions to the monster tab on actors.
Crazy.
Yeah. You guys have been fighting like CR 8s and 7s and stuff for the past little bit here. And what you'll do is when you polymorph is, so let's say you want to polymorph into a adult black dragon. You could drag it. So pretty much open up your the DDB monsters, Stan.
Yeah.
And then
Dear
just
God.
All there.
Yep. So like, yeah. So like grab like the aboleth, since it's pretty high up there. And then have your character sheet open and then drag it over to your character sheet.
So it's metagaming if we know the stats of the monsters, right?
So I drag the app. Okay, yeah. So it says transforming actor.
Mm-hmm. And then there should be like polymorph as one of them, and click that.
Oh, yeah. Look at me now, nerds!
So now there's like Baznoff Aboleth. None of you guys are over here, so. And then at the top of your character sheet, now there should be a restore transformation button.
Oh
Okay.
dang! What
And you'll
on earth?
Can I
click.
keep my spells?
No, not during polymorph. And then it'll bring you back to your old character sheet with your token too. So that's how you polymorph
Okay.
yourself.
How
Wait, so
is
if he
there a
turns
way
into-
to learn what
Sorry.
CR all the monsters are, like, quickly?
Nope. The fastest way to be able to do that is if I went manually and organized all the monsters into CR folders.
I'm sure there's like a wizard list.
D&D
Of, like,
Beyond. You
yeah,
could sort in
monsters by
D&D
CR.
Beyond by CR. And to answer your question, Tibbers, it's not metagaming to know their stats and abilities as a player. Because sooner or later, every player is going to know like stats and abilities of the creatures.
Mhm.
It's only metagaming if it's like, that's a let's go like, let me pull up like some super obscure ass fucking monster.
Abyssal chicken?
Well, abyssal chickens don't
Abyssal
We're
really,
never gonna. Yeah.
they
A
don't.
weasel?
Yeah, I guess, yeah, like an abyssal chicken, where it's like, you run up to them and they like find them and be like, oh, be like, oh guys, avoid lightning, cold, and fire damage. They're resistant to it. Like, that's metagaming, and it's like, okay, your characters never ran into these before. It's just using like player knowledge that the character wouldn't
it.
have.
I have like I'm conflicted with knowing stats because I feel like it's more interesting if we encounter monsters and just like we don't know anything, but at the same time it makes our combat very like stale, I guess, because we're just like smacking something until it dies. You know?
Yeah. And like, yeah, like there's ways, like you always try and like figure stuff out. Like there's some class abilities where it's like you could use this class ability to figure out weaknesses and whatnot of monsters.
Rangers.
So who's preparing locate object?
I do not have it.
Okay.
You guys
I
do not
don't
have a
have-
chance to prepare. You have to maintain your
Yeah.
old prepared spells.
Oh, okay, shoot. I don't know
Yeah.
what that is. It should be the same. I hope.
Or-
that's right, because we were down there. Yeah.
Yeah. Or like, here's another like thing of metagame, because like I'm never gonna use this monster. It's an Arista, where they're a mythic creature, which is like the laziest ways to increase difficulty. I'm sorry, Wizards of the Coast. It is the laziest way to increase difficulty of a boss, which is pretty much, they added like multi-wave bosses. So, or multi-phase bosses, where it's like once it hits 0 hit points, it gains it's usually its maximum hit points again. So it's like this one has 300, so it's like it gains 300 hit points, and then these extra mechanics start to happen, and it's just like, which is
Multi-phase
usually
bosses are always lame.
like, unless it's a vast change in the boss.
Yeah.
Like I think like the Souls games usually did multi-phase bosses pretty well.
But when you don't have multi-phase bosses, your enemies end up being very RNG, and that is also what I call unfun.
Yeah. So like, I think she's probably she's still a boring one. So it's like, if Aristata reduced to 0 hit points, she doesn't die or fall unconscious. Instead, she regains 200 hit points. In addition, Aristata's children immediately swarm over her body. She's a giant spider creature, gaining her additional 100 temporary hit points. And then she gains like another legendary action that she could do. And it's just like, There's one that's really cool, but like I think it's a kind of difficult boss to pull on like a 2D surface, because it's like, oh, certain sections of him open up, and those are the only spots that could do damage. You could do damage to. Like that one's kind of cool, but that's a very difficult thing to properly pull off on like a 2D surface
Yeah.
with tokens.
Why?
We just fight one of the abysmal chickens that you mentioned.
Bizzle chickens.
I believe in their lore they're supposed to taste really good, too.
That's
Ooh.
our game. That's our game plan. Finding a bizzle chicken.
Yeah.
I'm really happy there's cockatrices in the game.
Cockroaches.
What's a cockatrice?
It's a
It's
chicken
a-
snake? Right? Or a
It's
chicken...
like a chicken dragon.
Chicken dragon.
Yeah, it's the less. It's like the monstrous, evil version of a griffin.
Mm.
A lot of fun things in here. Crab folk. Can we run into the crab people?
Crap. Yeah, abyssal chickens are supposed to taste like chicken, but like a super fatty chicken.
Ooh.
Nice.
Crab people.
Tasty bottom feeders, native to the abyss. They beat their leathery wings to scare predators and help them run faster.
They also breathe fire, right?
Oh, no.
No? Not
Nah.
maybe.
The splash art for the demi-lich is like the same exact one in Magic.
Azure. Baylor.
There's a lot of fun things in here.
Mm-hmm. Sadly, all the interesting stuff is either like very low CR or
Yeah.
CR that will just absolutely destroy people. Like
Mhm.
it's like, oh man, yeah, I want to make a encounter with these dudes. What CR against like this group? What CR are they? Oh, they're 15. Oh, they have 300 hit points. How much damage? Oh, they do like an average of 20 damage on one attack. Damn it. I want to use them.
Ooh, the kobold splash art. They have multiple kobolds.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there's,
we fought multiple kobolds.
there's a bunch of variants.
Hey, how come my 4th level spells, the 2 that I should have always prepared, are not always prepared?
What are the two that you should always have prepared?
Death Ward and Guardian of Faith.
Medusa.
Alright, let me see if I can pull that into always prepared. I cannot.
Yeah, my other spells are like yeah, bless and stuff is always prepared.
I don't know how I can manually put them into always prepared. I mean, you can.
Like, can I edit it?
Is it up there now? No. You should be able to. I mean, like, even if you just click prepared, like, it doesn't. The game won't actually. Oh. Oh, okay. They've changed this. That's cool. Alright.
Oh,
Alright.
thanks. And
So
then,
Death Ward and what else?
Guardian of Faith.
Guardian of Faith. Where was that? Always
I
prepared.
guess, I guess 60 damage is quite a lot.
To the mall.
Alright.
Yeah, it is.
They are, yeah, they're listed as. They should always be prepared now.
Yeah, they're always prepared now. So if my if my number of prepared spells goes up by 1, can I just prepare a spell, or not until I rest?
Not until you rest.
We're in the Underdark.
We're slightly in the Underdark.
Why can't I pop out my view? The chat view.
So, because of Aura of Warding now,
Mhm.
I have resistance to damage from spells.
Is it you as well?
Yeah, it says you and friendly creatures within 10 feet of you.
Yep.
Oh.
So
So
what
we're
is
gonna hang out
resistance to spells?
It means you take you take half damage from all spells.
So because I had high AC, my one weakness is a lot less weaker now.
Yep. It's pretty baller.
Wait, there's 2 of me.
There's 2
So
of you.
will that compel Dan to stand
which one?
next to you,
Which one's the real one?
or is he still gonna run
Possibly.
away?
One's the real Leo.
No.
It depends.
No.
Oh yeah.
So,
What was something I would only say that could be trusted?
Celestial Colonnade sucks.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let me.
And
Yeah,
I've thought
gotten-
that for the last like 4 years.
Yeah. Yeah, I got into another There's this guy at the shop who I just like. I think a lot of his magic takes are bad, and so I argue with him all the time. And last night he was playing a control list by like a streamer, and I was like, "That deck sucks," and he's like, "It's doing pretty good." And then it sucks because I lose to him, and he's like, "See, it must be good," and I'm like, "Good old results-oriented thinking."
Is it the one douchey dude?
No, a different dude. The douchey
Oh.
dude plays bad decks. And then he's just like a general douche. This guy is like, I don't know. He just like will be like, "Oh, Junda's good." I'm like, "What are you talking about? That deck sucks." And he's like, "It was really good at this narrow period of time." And I was like, "No, it wasn't." And then last night he's playing a control list with a reanimator package in it. And all it does is reanimate a 6/6 dragon with flying that says when it ETBs, your opponent discards a card, you draw a card, they lose 3 life, and they sacrifice a creature. And that's like the thing they're reanimating. I'm trying to tell him, like, dude, that card's like, why is that your win condition in your control list? Like, now you have to, like, you have a card to put it into your graveyard, then you're going to spend a card to bring it back, and it doesn't even win the game on the spot. Like, there are just so many better win conditions for your deck. And it's just very frustrating. Of like, why are you devoting 16 cards in your control list to a shitty, not win the game combo?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh, would so I was thinking about when you were playing Hammer Time.
Yeah.
That deck seems a little bit like Infect.
Yeah. It's like Infect.
Yeah.
Similar.
Even like you're not all because you're not always. It's just a matter of like, oh, I just need to get these creatures through.
Yeah.
And just like Infect, it's like you hit them once or twice and then they die.
Yeah.
Am I cutting out like last week?
No,
No,
you
you're
seem
good.
fine right now.
Yeah. All right. I do have an important question though, boys. I need to figure out what my quarter life crisis is.
Your quarter life crisis?
Yes, I need to know what my quarter life crisis should be.
Stockpiling on oranges.
It's not a good thing to stockpile.
Why?
Aren't they like? Wouldn't you want to stockpile something that's not like perishable?
No, you just keep keep eating at the rate at which you're stockpiling.
But then you're not stockpiling.
Overdose on vitamin C. Yeah, then you're just like.
Probably.
Yeah. Also, if you're just buying them at the rate that you're consuming them, isn't that just keeping yourself
Yeah,
supplied?
that's grocery shopping.
Fair, fair.
It's
Keeping
grocery
yourself
shopping.
wide.
Oh man.
Quarter life crisis.
Or
So,
has
like-
has it already begun with streaming D&D? Is that my quarter life crisis?
Honestly, I feel like it is like that. Like women tend to like get into multi-level marketing, and that's what they promote on their Facebook pages.
This is true.
And then like
I start
the
streaming.
thing for men, yeah, they're like, hey, well, come watch me on Twitch, like
Come watch my
support my
podcast.
business. And... yeah, exactly.
Well then, hell yeah, I already started it. I'm happy.
Yeah, I know. And if you ever want that game podcast, I'm all about it.
Let's go.
Is it quarter life crisis